With the quote of the day. This one's from Yogi Berra. In theory, there's no difference between theory and practice, but in practice, there is.
Who was leading a company in wireless tubeless insulin patch pumps. And I had the chance to put all this experience together, create the first smartphone controlled insulin pump using Bluetooth to create what we call the artificial pancreas. Out of the 540 million people that has diabetes, approximately 12% will be insulin requiring. That's type 1 and type 2. Type 1 diabetics represent only 5% of the total number of diabetics. 95% are type 2. There is about 64 million people that would be requiring insulin. When you design a product, the first of the 4 S's that I always talk about is simple. The other S is secure. The third S would be smart. The fourth S is scalable.
When you say simple, it's simple for the end user, but it's not simple when you're designing it. What networks are you going to use? How persistent does it need to be? What is it going to do if it cannot connect to the network? And that triggers a lot of decisions that you need to make on the device, what components you're going to pick. Some of these decisions are very hard to change and reverse once you've made them. They can delay market launch.
Binary networking, you run into the problem, the 3 C's. So Ayman had the 4 S's, I have the 3 C's. You know, it's cost, capacity, and coverage. Ayman and I together built a medical hub. It takes a year or 2 to develop the product. You put it into the market. But in the meantime, the carriers have already started to transition their networks from 1G to the next G. If your application absolutely requires connectivity, then you have to be in the sweet spot there. We have Wi-Fi 6 to 7 now. We have Bluetooth 5 to 6.
There is a form of AI now, but it's in the connected, what we call the hybrid closed loops. The pump has also a Bluetooth, but it also has the AI algorithm that mimics how the pancreas would behave. We're just less than 2 years into the Gen AI revolution. For type 2s, there is basically what they call the class of GLP-1 drugs. That's basically, you heard of Ozempic. It does help the beta cells, stimulate them to give more insulin.
But what's been happening lately is the companies, maybe in the medical space, are now getting into space of designing, building insulin pumps because there's such a huge demand.
Designing something of that complexity, you absolutely have to hire the right people. Key components and the design itself, addressing the use cases, you cannot outsource that.
What are the opportunities to differentiate utilizing AI?
Personalization. LLMs today, they're always going to give you an answer. Absolutely. And this could be give you a wrong answer.
Could be a good answer, or it could be a bad one.
Yeah,
yes.
It's a good answer. It's actually a bad answer with a lot of certainty.